Hey, what's going on, everybody? Roll Mike, also known as Valorant Leaks here, and today I'm going to bring you guys my review on Act 3 for Valorant. This is the act just released, and now that we're getting Chamber in literally a day, and I've been able to play him on PBE, I kind of want to give my opinion, and also everything that released with the act. Because honestly, I think it's time, aside from me giving out the news, I want to share my opinion a little bit, give you guys my insight on things, and how I think everything should play out, and also my opinions on Chamber, because I think my opinion is a bit different than everybody else's, but it might be the same in some regards. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video, but first, check out this video. Hey everybody, Mike here, and today I want to bring you guys a little quick look at the Fifine K658 microphone. It's what I've been using as my daily driver for the past 2 weeks, and honestly, it is a wonderful microphone. The microphone is a dynamic cardioid microphone with even live monitoring, a mute button, and gain control all built into the microphone on the body itself. The microphone comes in at a great price, and honestly, for the performance you get, it's honestly amazing. I honestly consider it to be one of the best microphones you can currently buy out there. I always had a lot of issues with my AT2020, like picking up a lot of background noise, like the neighbor's dog barking or my own dog's barking, but right now, as you can see, this picks up no background noise. Silent. And my dogs are currently barking because they're going to be fed soon. So essentially, I want to bring you guys this video because honestly, to be completely transparent, Fine did send this mic out for me, but did not ask for any like biased review or anything. But I just wanted to give my quick opinion on it because honestly, it is a pretty good microphone for the price. So some of the cool features about Fine's microphone is that it has low latency headphone monitoring built into the microphone. On the bottom, where you also connect a USB-C cable for it to plug into your computer, is a headphone jack where you can actually listen to yourself with zero latency essentially and hear yourself talk, so you can find the perfect microphone setup for yourself. It also includes a volume dial and touch sensitive mute button on the very front of the microphone. This button allows you to just tap it and the mic will completely mute. Like as I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and there you go. You see, you can't hear me anymore. It also includes a volume gain dial. Essentially, you turn it up as much gain as you want to use. And also on the microphone, there's a cool RGB button on the back where RGB lights surround the bottom of the microphone to give it that little gamery look, if you will. This microphone is going to be my daily driver from now on, as I've recorded videos with it prior to this video. And I'm going to be continuing to use it on stream as well. So if you have any questions, always come by the stream. Anyways, I hope you guys do check out this microphone. The link is in the description below, but let's get back to the video. Alright, I hope you guys use that. I'm actually using their microphone right now to record this video, and it's great. Anyway, so, Chamber. He's the next agent coming to Valor, and he is a sentinel. Chamber doesn't feel like a sentinel, and I'll get to it in a second, but essentially, I'm going to go down his abilities and just kind of explain to you why I don't feel like he is a sentinel. There are aspects of him that make him feel like one, but overall, I feel he is more of a duelist slash sentinel type mix. So first, let's talk about his C ability, Trademark. You place a trap for enemies, and when an enemy comes into the range, the trap kind of counts down and then shoots out a slow field. The slow field is very nice, if I were to say. With the slow field, it actually really slows you down. I think it's slower than Sage's slow, but I'm not entirely sure and not entirely accurate on that end. But it does feel like an actual slow. I don't know what the best way to like explain it is, but it does feel like you're being slowed down and you can't really push anymore. It kind of feels like you're stuck as well. The trap is great. I think that the entire countdown and then shoot it at the player is a unique concept instead of just like Killjoy's alarm bot, where it just kind of blows up when you're in the range. And that only affects, I think, whoever's in the AoE, but this ability spawns like a slow zone. So I consider it to be a mix of Alarm Bot and Sage's Slow with a few tweaks here and there. Otherwise, the bot has a very large range compared to other abilities, and I think it's fine. I do like how you can place it further away from you because it feels like that at least when you're playing him. Because compared to videos I saw before on Chamber, he feels completely different when playing him. So I really do recommend everybody to give him a shot in the range once he does release on live, which should be this upcoming Tuesday. overall, his C ability is very good in my opinion, and this is the one ability which I feel like belongs to a Sentinel. If I had to choose, because the next ability I'm going to go into here doesn't feel like a Sentinel at all. His next ability, which is his Q, Headhunter, he basically equips a Sheriff as his ability, and you can aim down sights with it. Now, this ability does not feel like a Sentinel at all. This feels more as a duelist ability, and I think that this doesn't really fit the Sentinel type vibe, but I think they're trying something new. So it does kind of make sense in some regards, but I think that it's more of a duelist or initiator type ability. But honestly, the ability feels right with Chamber with his other abilities that go on par with him. Each bullet is 100 credits, and you can have a max of 8, and they're all loaded into the same chamber. Get what I said? Anyway, but like they're all loaded in the same chamber, so you don't have to reload at all, and it's a one-shot headshot from any distance, and it will be 59, I believe, or 55 or 59 to the body. I'm not entirely sure, but that's at any range. And it has no fall off at all. It's exactly like the Sheriff, same recoil pattern and everything like that, but there is no fall off damage, and it's an instant headshot from any range. It is completely, you can wallbang with the weapon. It's your typical pistol, but basically it's a third pistol as an add-on to your current loadout. This ability doesn't feel, as I mentioned, doesn't feel like a Sentinel ability, but it is what it is. I think the 8 bullet limit is pretty interesting to have. Right now in PvE, there's actually a visual bug. This won't be in the live version of the game, but there's a current visual bug where you can't actually see where your bullets are going. So it's very, very bad to actually play with. But the ADS version of the Headhunter, super useful. It kind of makes me feel like the Sheriff should have had an ADS as well. The Sheriff currently does not have an ADS, but the Headhunter ability does. And having an ADS on the heavy pistol or the Sheriff essentially of Chambers, it feels like a pocket op. If you ever played CSGO when the R8 revolver first came out, that was ridiculous. It was basically a one-shot headshot across the board, and I think it still is, but it just felt so overpowered at launch of the R8, and now I'm playing Chamber, and it just feels like that again. It feels like it's just so satisfying to get a headshot with his ability because it's an instant kill, and with the ADS it makes it a lot easier, and you also have the limitation of the 8 bullets, but overall, it's such a great ability, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of uses for it in the future, because what you can do is you can spray with your AR and then switch over to the Headhunter, and it's an instant shot, and there's basically no cooldown on it. You can spam the Headhunter ability pretty often. So I'm excited to see where that goes, if it does get nerfed after more and more people use it, but we'll see how that ends up. Next up, we have the E, which is the one ability I cannot pronounce, Rendezvous. I'm not even gonna, it's Rendezvous probably. I'm not even gonna get into it, but basically it's a teleport. He'll be able to place 2 teleport anchors, and he can teleport between them at a 20-second cooldown. Now, this is another ability which I do not believe is a Sentinel ability. It does sometimes make sense for Sentinel, but not all the way. It feels like a glorified Yoru TP in a way. Now, with this teleport, it lasts forever until it is broken, and it has a 20-second cooldown, and you basically teleport between them, between the both anchors. And this ability is pretty interesting to play with because I had a lot of fun with it, both on defense and on attack, because you can either set up a flank, which is super useful, or you can set up sight so you can play between, like, let's say you're playing on bind A. You can set a TP up in heaven and then set a TP up in U-Haul or lamps, right? And you can teleport between 2. So let's say you place one heaven, you go U-Haul, right? And then what you do is you peek out short, you get a kill, then you TP back, right? And then you're back in heaven already. It's kind of like a peekers type ability, but at the same time being very defensive, as you can switch between sites. Actually, let me rephrase that. You can't switch between sites as there is a radius limit, but you can switch between points of the site and cover more ground, if you will. The teleports with his C ability, the trademark, the little trap, which I actually call Billy. I don't know why, but I call it Billy. Um, those two can hold a site down pretty well, and it works on majority of sites. You can actually get to some really, really cool places with this TP if you do like some kind of combo with it. I'm actually very excited to see how this ability evolves over time because realistically, it feels good to use his teleport. Now, the only downside I see me dealing with is the amount of sound it makes when you teleport. It makes a very, very loud audio cue, which basically anybody in the radius can notice that you TP'd. Which I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I feel like it should be a lot less of a, like how loud it is because honestly, you can basically hear it across the map, and that's going to be the same thing for the ultimate, which I'm going to go into in a second here, because you can hear that teleport basically across the map, and it's like, oh, he teleported away or something along those lines. But in regard of like just the teleport in general, I think it's a great ability. It kind of feels like a sentinel ability, but at the same time, it feels like a duelist type ability. It's more of a glorified Yoru TP, in my opinion, but with some limitations. But anyway, let's go on to the last thing, his ultimate. Tour de Force is the ultimate that Chamber receives, and he basically gets an op. Yeah, basically. So his op is faster than the regular operator. It has a limitation of 5 bullets, and if you kill somebody, it creates a slow zone. There's no drop off with his gun, and it's an instant kill regardless of where you shoot him. So yeah, basically it's a glorified op, and it's pretty fast, like really, really fast. The limitation of 5 bullets is pretty rough in my opinion, but that's basically 1 bullet per person on the enemy team. So it kind of does make sense in a way, but I feel like it should have a little bit more ammo to the gun, because if you miss a shot, you're basically done. But it also, when you kill somebody, it creates a slow zone. So the slow zone that the trademark makes, a little Billy bot, will also be in the sniper. So whenever you get a kill, it creates a slow zone. So let's say they're grouped up together. You kill one, the other one's stuck in the slow zone. You can peek again, shoot him, get another slow zone, and repeat that. And the ability is actually great to use. It does feel satisfying when you shoot it, but I will say, again, with the teleport as well, it makes a loud audio cue when you pop the ultimate. You can call the ultimate before the round even starts, but dude, his scream is like, you can hear it from literally across the map. For sure, because literally happened when I was playing, and I was like, oh, the enemy's chamber literally popped his ultimate. Good to know. So, I think the actual ultimate ability is like super, super nice. I can't wait to see more clips about it, because once it gets into people's hands, I think it'll be used in many different ways. So we're going to see how that plays out. But overall, I think that Chamber is a great agent to add to Valorant at the moment. The game has been pretty dry lately, and it's great to have a new agent in. And again, I don't feel like he's completely a Sentinel. I think he has some duelist tendencies within him. But overall, he's going to be a great agent to play. I will be personally maining him until a future agent comes out. But until then, Chamber is going to be my main, and for some odd reason, my chat thinks I look like him. So, yeah, that's, I guess, a plus. I don't know. But anyway, he's going to be a fun agent to play, and I honestly can't wait to see what people do with him. But until then, we're going to basically just keep on waiting, see what his nerfs are, because after the first patch, you never know what can happen. There could be nerfs like across the board, and we don't even know. All right? So that's my Chamber opinion. I feel like it's kind of a weird opinion. I play agents very differently compared to other people. Like, I like to lurk around with Chamber and with Sage. So I'm a very weird player. But overall, I think he's a great agent. I can't wait to see what people do with him. And yeah, that's my Chamber opinion. Alright, so next I actually want to discuss the Battle Pass. I believe this is the best Battle Pass we have had in a while. The only downside being the melee. I'm not a complete fan of it. But I think Goldwing and Arrow are probably one of the best sets we've had in the Battle Pass in a while. I do like Arrow's red type variant. I think it's very, very cool to have that red sleek. It kind of reminds me of the Infinity set that we had. But, you know, it's been kind of like a while since that. But I think this is actually a great set. And honestly, it does very, very well in my opinion. But I think hopefully going forward, we're going to have some great battle passes in the future. Knowing that episodes 4, we have some cool, unique items because we voted on them a while back coming into play. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And the other things I wanted to talk about are very brief, but essentially on the screen now you'll see Chambers' contract skin. This is his tier 10 on his contract. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. The classic I think looks great. Not entirely a fan of it. I'll continue using Chaos Classic, but this is actually a great skin for Chamber. I also wanted to talk about 2 new things I datamined with the PvE patch that released this Friday, which are agent profiles. You will soon be able to have different keybinds for different agents. This is a request that has been made many times before, and it's finally coming into the game very soon. There are a few streams that pointed to this. No estimation of the release date. I say possibly not this upcoming patch, but next patch most likely, since typically they like to test these features out in PvE beforehand. The other thing that was datamined was an update to tournaments. Before tournaments, there was this little word there with all the leaks that I put out that said you need to be verified. And now we know what it means. You need to have your phone number verified to your Riot account. I will soon be making a video about everything regarding tournaments in the future. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks. I've been actually working on it for a while now. And I've been just basically putting everything together for it's easy. So it makes it easy for everybody to understand essentially. I kind of like to make everything as simple as possible to understand so there's no mix-ups. The other thing and final thing that was datamined were the variants for Magepunk 2. Magepunk 2 has been around for a while, but I think the release is actually upcoming. It could be the bundle that is coming out this upcoming patch with Chamber releasing, but essentially the Magepunk 2 chromas are going to be blue, green, pink, and gold. These are the chromas. I believe they're actually the exact same chromas that Magepunk 1 has, but I'm not entirely sure because I wasn't a fan of Magepunk 1. And that's essentially it. That's everything about Act 3, and I think that's my opinion on the entire subject. I'm happy to be able to, just say my opinion and just get it over with because I don't really like to speak on it sometimes, but I want to just give my opinion a little bit. I think, again, Chamber doesn't feel like a Sentinel. He has some kind of duelist abilities, but we'll see how he plays out. Agent profiles is going to be great for different people depending on their keybinds. Magepunk 2, I feel like it's going to be a great bundle. I think we need a great bundle now to wrap up the year. Christmas is coming along. Hopefully we get new Christmas skins, maybe the 12 days of bundles. I'd love to see that. And then we have tournaments, which I'm super excited for and can't wait to talk to you more about. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We just hit 37K. Thank you guys so much. We're on the road to 50K at the moment, and I'd highly appreciate it if you guys subscribe. If you ever need some information, my Twitter's up there, my Instagram. Everything's on the screen right now as we speak, as I'm talking to you. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I read basically all the comments, and I try to respond as many as possible that I can. All right, guys, take care, and good night.